How to become an expert at anything. I am an expert. I am not an expert in the area of network and/or internet marketing yet. I am an expert in the area of embalming and reconstructive art. I have the talent, skills, and abilities to handle any unique problem a dead body might present in my efforts to create a well-preserved and aesthetically acceptable presentation of the body. I also have the talent, skills, and abilities to repair almost any damage to a human body caused by or related to the cause and manner of death. But, the journey to expert. If you are still with me, why would I tell you that? I want to qualify the fact I am an expert and I know how I became one. I was not born an expert. It was a process. The same process I used to become an expert in embalming and reconstructive art is the same process to become an expert in any area. The only difference is in changing the goal. When I was 17 years old, an event occurred in my life which created in me a desire to become the best embalmer and reconstructive artist in the world. The desire was to do for someone else what had been done for me. It became my passion. I would do anything to learn the skills necessary to reach my goal. The next step of this process was to learn the basics and meet the requirements of the State Funeral Service Board to obtain a license to ply my trade. So I enrolled in, attended and graduated from a funeral service college. I served the required apprenticeships, 1 year for each of 2 licenses, funeral director and embalmer. This process taught me the basics and provided me the legal documentation I needed to be employed as a funeral director/embalmer, but it did not make me an expert. I was just like 99% of the rest of the graduates/licensees who had chosen funeral directing and/or embalming as a profession. During the process of acquiring my required education, I began to seek out those people in my chosen profession revered for their skills and talents in the areas of embalming and reconstructive art. I found several who could and did teach me a lot, but I found 2 men standing far above the rest. These men were experts and, one of them I would call a guru of the art. I was working and going to school full-time at the point I met these men. I knew I had to spend time with them if I was going to reach my goal. I became very creative in making time to spend with my mentors. One day, I even spent several hours with the guru during my father's 10-hour surgery at a nearby hospital. I only left the hospital after they had taken my dad into surgery and I returned before he was out. I felt more could be accomplished by spending time learning as opposed to wringing my hands in a waiting room at the hospital. The secret to being an expert. The secret to my success was realizing I could not immediately do what my mentor could. I needed to learn step by step, starting with the basics again. When I learned one thing, I then learned another thing built upon the previous lesson. I learned the little things that made the biggest differences in the final product. I learned the skill I acquired might need to be tweaked to the specific case at hand. I learned persistence was the key. I learned changing everything and starting over was just fine. I learned diving in and doing created better results than procrastinating. I learned to be patient with myself and my learning curve. And most importantly, I learned the reward is worth the effort. 8 steps to being an expert. I will be an expert in network and internet marketing. Why? Because I have begun to use the same process described above to realize my new goal. I have a desire, created by events in my life that I am molding into a passion. I am in the process of learning the basics. I have found mentors to teach me and guide me. I am being creative with my time. I am willing to learn step by step from my mentors and test my results. I tweak my skills as the situation and testing results indicate. I am being persistent with patience and no procrastination. I am receiving and expecting great rewards.